So, are there any stereotypes that you want to break, and what's your ultimate goal?
When when you say stereotypes, I mean, only thing that I could really think about that I want to break is just the whole concept of not really teaching our kids in the public school system how to come out in the real world and actually make a career out of being not just a violinist or a string player, but any type of musician. I feel like we learn a lot, those of us that might have taken um, a major in music in college. But even with that, I feel like I wasn't prepared enough to come out in the real world and be a performer. So, one thing I think that we need to do is start kind of preparing our kids for, going into the real world with our instruments, whether it's with classical music or whatever. Um, you need to know the business of what we're doing because that's major. But just because you're a good musician doesn't mean that you're about your business. But they actually go hand in hand. You can't make money if you don't know business, type of thing. So we just gotta better prepare our kids in the school level, or even if we're teaching them privately, like we need if they plan to make a career out of what they do, that we start preparing them for that in the real world. I even tell my students now, some of my older ones and more advanced ones, trying to prepare them to be able to help me teach. They can always help me teach. I mean, they know enough information based on what they've learned up until that point. I started teaching when I was 15 years old, got my first kids. That's how I was able to say, "Hey, I like children. I've taught a couple how to play violin, a little bit before, so I can work with kids."